So I'm really excited because this is my first like official review of a cosplay. Yay! So I usually make my costumes, but I actually decided to buy one from a company called Xcoser. Found them on Instagram. They had a sale. It was Hela from Thor Ragnarok, and I was like, yes, done. Sold. The costume came in about 2 weeks, so shipping and processing wise, my recommendation is don't be in too much of a rush. So if you've ordered things from there, it's not Amazon Prime, it's not going to come in 2 days, but it actually got here within like 2 weeks. So I was pretty impressed with the shipping time. One thing that I couldn't figure out was actually how to track the shipping. They sent me a tracking number, but for some reason, and it could have been a user error, I was never able to actually find the tracking info. So it was a nice little surprise, I guess. But since it didn't take forever and it did get here, I'm not terribly concerned about that. It came packaged in this box. So it was actually in a bag. This box was in a bag, and it's a very nice, pretty sturdy box labeled size small. So I'll talk about sizing in just a minute, but I was pretty impressed with the packaging. And when I opened it, this is not an unboxing. Unfortunately, I've already filmed unboxing this costume, but I didn't record audio somehow. And so let's do this like it's the first time. It's empty. Yeah, it's empty. But it actually came with 2 bags, a little thing of cards with information. I actually have that here. So information on what you ordered in Xcoser, a little cute gold Xcoser thing, and then 2 bags because this costume came in 2 pieces. So from what I can tell, Xcoser wraps every individual piece of a costume in its own separate bag, which is pretty neat. This costume comes with a bodysuit, full bodysuit, like neck to feet, and then a cape. So I'll talk about the cape really quickly. I actually didn't try the cape on. I took it out. I didn't even know what it was. I forgot there was a cape that came with this. But it does come with a cape. It's pretty standard black cape. Pleating on the top to give it some texture. Shiny on one side, matte on the other. And it has these 2 clips that go onto the bodysuit. So pretty neat. I just like that it came with a cape. I thought that was kind of cool. But nothing to, I think, write home about. It's just nice. And I like that it was kind of wrapped on its own. It made it nice to unwrap a couple things. So that was great. But the real thing we're here for is the bodysuit, right? Because Hela's got this kick-ass, tight-fitting bodysuit. There are a lot of lines in her outfit. So I'm going to attempt to put a picture of her bodysuit here. And you can see that there's a lot of detail, a lot of lines and different kind of aspects about this bodysuit. And it's not too intense, but it definitely has its own style. So when I was looking for one to do a Hela costume, sewn on details is fine with me, which is exactly what you're going to get in this bodysuit, which is right here. Why am I making weird noises? This is the bodysuit. I'm going to put it on in just a minute, but I did want to talk a little bit about some of my first impressions. First impression, it's heavy, which is great. In a bodysuit, you want a thick material that's nice and stretchy, but isn't going to show all your undergarments when you stretch or bend over or whatever you need to do. So first impression, the weight of this material is amazing. Second impression, it does have a little bit of a plastic smell. I don't think that's abnormal. If you've ordered anything from overseas, that's pretty normal. I mean, that's pretty standard. It goes away pretty quickly once it's been aired out. Everything is stitched on. All the seams for the bodysuit seem pretty good. So like they're not going to rip if you stretch in it. I wouldn't do splits, but you know, general movement isn't going to rip it. And last thing is that I think that the details actually look really nice. They've been sewn on all the way down, all of the different details, so all the way to the feet. And this is not footed, so it's actually meant to be worn with boots or some type of shoe. Yeah. So I'm going to put this on and talk about how it fits and feels on. And then I'll be back. All right. So here is the costume in all of its Hela glory. Yes, yes. Overall, it fits pretty well, especially from the waist up. It's tight like it should be. The arms are a little bit loose at the end. You can see they have a little bit of give there. So I think just maybe taking that in for aesthetic purposes would be nice. I love the cutouts on the arms, and these actually are separate, so they kind of have a little bit of movement. Of course, it zips up all the way in the back, like I mentioned earlier, so it zips all the way to the top. It doesn't close, but it's a pretty sturdy zipper. Didn't have any issues doing it and undoing it, so that was pretty nice. I have a couple of comments about it. One, it does have a little bit of a smell, which I mentioned. I think that would go away with time. And two, in pictures, you can see a little bit of the lining underneath the kind of pleather overlay. So that's a little bit of an issue in certain pictures if you start to get very, very nitpicky about these. There are also a couple of stray threads that weren't cut, but those are all pretty minor things. So for a base costume, this is actually pretty great. I have a couple of notes on fit though for the bottom half of this costume, which I'm gonna have to do standing up, or maybe I'll just...
Okay, so this is the bodysuit on. As you can see, it actually fits pretty well. This is before I zipped it up, but everything fits pretty good. You're on the bottom half though, I had a little bit of an issue. So you see the knees line up. If I keep the knees lined up, I get this pooch in the front, which is not super flattering. But if I pull the knees down, um, then I kind of get a weird leg thing. So I couldn't really figure out a good way to make it work.
I'm back! And I'm not wearing this anymore. So yeah, I actually think this outfit's really cool. I love the costume itself. I am incredibly disappointed in the sizing, but not necessarily due to Xcoser, the company. I think that I overassumed with a suit like a bodysuit. I'm figuring out you kind of need to custom order, because with a dress or even a top and bottoms, you can adjust a little bit more and it's a little bit more forgiving if you have different proportions. But when you have a bodysuit that has to fit you from the top of your shoulder all the way to, you know, your girth, your pelvis, and then down your legs, it's just a tricky beast to master. And to take in anything, to actually try to modify this to fit my body, is going to be way more work than I think I'm up to. So unfortunately, I don't think this is going to work for me at cons and stuff like that, but I still recommend it. I think my caveat, if you're going to order a costume on this site or really any site, if you can get custom ordered measurements, definitely get them and do a lot of research. I actually did some research on this company, so I was pretty confident in the quality, and I was not disappointed in the quality of this outfit. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. If you enjoyed hearing a little bit about this bodysuit and seeing it on, let me know. If there's something else you want me to review, whether it's makeup or wigs or other costuming things, let me know. I'm kind of trying to figure this all out. So I appreciate you guys dropping by and checking it out, and I hope you all have a good day. I can move. My torso's too short, so my legs are too long.